Hello and welcome to the next chess battle. This time I'll show you the game between Stockfish 010518 versus Schooner 2.0 34 SSE. Pop CNT, whatever this means. And I let them play the 3 pawns attack from the perk defense without opening book or table bases, and this arises after the moves e4, d6, d4, knight f6 attacking the e4 pawn, knight here defending, g6 and f4. This was the opening position I gave them, and the first move calculated by Schooner is bishop g7, and now we probably have knight f3, and let's see what Stockfish comes up with. Knight f3, castles, bishop e2, c4, c5, pawn takes c5 and queen a4, threatening knight takes e4, and also the pawn. So yeah, white should probably castle here, and then taking the pawn with check. King goes in the corner, and position should be playable for both sides. Let's see if Stockfish goes for this. After king h1, knight here, maybe. Then it would be white's move. Let's see what white would come up with here. Right here there's knight takes e4. Rook there maybe to play b6 and bishop to b2. Is e5 on there? Yeah, let's try and go e5. Pawn takes e5, b6, rook d1, queen here, bishop there, and bishop to here. No, wait, what? After b6 the knight is hanging, so probably takes, and queen here anyway, preparing b6 and also going away from this rook d1 idea. So bishop here maybe, b6, rook d1 anyway, bishop there, and rook c8, and the position should be, yeah, well, I like black actually in that position, because white has this isolated e-pawn, and yeah, but this bishop is very strong here, put some pressure on this pawn. Also the queen can come to g3. This is probably the best move there, adding some pressure to this pawn, maybe preparing some h4 h5 ideas, and also maybe trying to go rook somewhere, and what's asking black what he wants to do in that position. So let's see. But I like black here in this opening, I have to say, in this opening position. Let's see, bishop d3 to stop c5 maybe, c5 nevertheless, pawn takes c5, queen here, threatening to take this pawn. So maybe bishop there, prevent this, but knight takes here anyway, bishop takes, pawn takes, and queen takes. Now king f2 defends the bishop, and also the rook is still defended. You could also go bishop here maybe. So this doesn't work for black. So you can go bishop to e3. And after this, you can just castle and have a good position there. Enjoyable. Maybe b6 here or rook there. See queen here, because c4 was threatened. Knight there, and the rook coming in here. And here I like white's position. White is fully developed. Black still has to develop the bishop and bring the rook into the game. So here I actually like white in that position. So bishop e3 should be a good move there. Bishop e3 instead of bishop e2. c4 takes queen there. D takes c5 castles. Rook here, queen there, knight here and rook there. And white should have a good position. Let's see how this one will unveil. Schooner right now is calculating hard for like 3 minutes 25, and still it's thinking castling is the best move. Knight of 3 castles. I let them play without books, so they have to find their own moves. Also, let's see, bishop e3 again here, knight there, bishop goes to g1. So if I move here, there is this check. I don't think f5 is a move. h3 will come. e5 is not a move. c5 now. Let's try and go c5. Queen here, attacking this knight. Also the pawn. So let's go queen here. Pawn takes pawn. Castles prevent any rook to the d file. Knight here, again rook to d8 is a threat. Bishop here, rook d8, queen there to prevent any c4. We had this theme already. Bishop to d3 maybe, going after that pawn. King here, rook there, not h4. We have to move castles, h3. Knight here and g4, and it should be a very interesting game with opposite side castling. Black's rookers are very active. White has a ready-made kingside attack. This bishop is strong, and yeah, should be an even position. So maybe there is something better, but knight g5 looks interesting. Bishop here c5, something like this. g4, f5 is a threat now. If f5 himself, let's try f5 himself. Pawn takes, attacking the bishop. So this doesn't work, f5. So not f5, so but the bishop is hit, so maybe g6, f5, bishop here, pawn takes, yeah, or pawn takes. I would go pawn takes, yes. then maybe, I don't know, that move. You have to take it because the knight has no squares. Knight takes. Now you could maybe go this one, and if knight takes here, then you go here in between attacking the queen. You have to take this, and now knight takes here. 2 versus 3, so... But this one... And if you take it, then the knight hangs. So it's not that easy. You cannot go g4 immediately. G4 is also difficult to get in. Maybe bishop here to bring the bishop back into the game. Okay, we had some moves here. We had the move knight f3 castles and bishop to d3, followed by knight here and castling. Maybe now c5 is played. After takes, then knight takes, and Schooner has some chances here. c5 as a break here, but you don't have to take it. You can just go bishop e3, but then knight g4 comes. No, knight takes here. Pawn here doesn't work. Maybe rook b1 still. Takes, knight here. Attacking the bishop, bishop c4. But now this pawn will hang, so after this you kind of, I don't know, queen here defending this knight, but then knight takes here still, because then this knight will hang. So there is a lot of tactical pressure to Stockfish after rook b1, so rook b1 might not be the best. Okay, Stockfish says, I don't want to have any of this. Plays the move d5, and let's see both evaluations right around now. 0.75 and 0.31. So it should be slightly better for white. This position with d5. Now maybe e6 to attack the center. Takes. Yeah, pawn here does never work, because the rook in the corner would hang. Yeah, this bishop is strong on this diagonal, so maybe not taking this pawn. Maybe now rook b1. Takes, pawn takes, rook b8. Rook here to prevent any queen there, but queen here maybe. Bishop to there. b6. Now the knight is defended. Can always go knight here to get this bishop. Queen takes, but now you have this opposition of bishops. This might be an idea, but I think there is something better. Schooner calculates d takes e6, bishop takes e6, knight g5 going after the bishop. Bishop g4 attacking the queen. Bishop e2, bishop takes e2, queen takes e2. And let's find out. Yeah, this is Schooner's line basically. Stockfish's line goes like d5, rook b8, trying to go b4 maybe, b4, b5, followed by bishop here maybe, but let's see. Rook b8, a3, knight g4, queen e2, knight c7. Yeah, trying to go b4. Now it's clear. A4, A6, A4, A6, and trying to go B4. This is Stockfish's idea for black here. But why knight G4? Prevent any E5 maybe. But why A3? To prevent any knight to B4. Okay. Okay, let's... But we have the move E6. Let's see the evaluation change. Rook B1, D5, E6. Let's see what Stockfish now thinks about this position. +1 already. And it took the pawn. And we are in Schooner's line. Bishop takes. Now maybe F5. It changes its mind to F5. G takes F5. Pawn takes F5. Bishop to D7. And bishop G5, pinning the knight. Now knight B4 attacking the bishop. And bishop C4 pinning yet another pawn, attacking this D6 pawn, so you kind of have to defend it, probably with queen here going out of the pin. Do you take the knight now? That's the question. You could also go there, most probably. But then D5. Okay, you kind of attack here, and then D5. Counter-attacking. Still not clear. Yeah, well, it's kind of clear because here you win a pawn in that line. So D5 is not possible. Queen here, A3. D5 is not possible, and knight has to go back. And now taking this or going after that pawn. With going after that pawn, then the knight has to go back. And then this knight comes to D4, attacking the queen. Queen has to go back. And now F6 could be annoying at some point. The dreaded thorn pawn. Knight here, attacking the queen. Okay, right now this pawn is under threat, but this is important. Let's see, it looks like a good position for white anyway, but I don't see a crush through. So yeah, I think F5. Schooner missed this F5 idea by Stockfish. Stockfish is calculating now for like 4 minutes on this F5 move. Or yeah, 4 minutes on this F5 move. So, but this looks quite knight C6. There, knight here. Maybe bishop there back, attacking the queen again. Knight here going into that pin. I don't know, F6 doesn't work, you take with check. Giving up the bishop is also not wise. Allowing F6 is also terrible. But okay, this pin I don't know about. Let's see if this attack is really that good. Queen here. Let's say you take there. Queen check. King here. Another rook will come in there. Rook here. Rook there. Queen there, let's say. Bishop goes all the way back, and now you could take there. So it is it's probably not healthy to take this pawn, but or even better is this threatening mate. But then knight here doesn't work, you just take it. And this, you have to play that. And now the bishop comes in because the pawn is pinned. And maybe f6 is coming at some point. I'm not even taking there. If this is the move, knight here threatening mate and the fork, and you have to do this. And now you just fork and win the game. So very hard to defend actually here for black. We have this bishop to d7. Now bishop g5, knight b4, bishop here, not d5, d5 doesn't work, knight c6, bishop there, knight here, queen there, bishop takes, queen here check, king there, rook there. It looks logical, this kind of continuation. If the bishop moves back to start with, then you could win back the pawn. No, then you lose the rook, but you can go after that pawn. Let's say b6. And now you can get this pawn if you want to. Let's try it. Or you can go here, which is I think even better. Threatening mate, probably you can do this immediately. Bishop g7, bishop here. And I don't see a... this is not a threat because the knight is defending it. But pawn here is now a threat. So let's go here. Takes. Knight takes. Pawn here threatening mate. Knight can jump in here, defend against mate, and also attacking the queen. But the queen can go there. Threatening g4. Also preventing any knight fork. This looks terrible for black. This g5 file looks terrible for black. Maybe rook there as a defensive idea. But then you can try and go after this h2 pawn. Knight here is not possible because the knight is still defending this square. Otherwise this would be counterplay. But here knight here is coming, queen here is a threat. So let's say you go there. Knight here h3, knight check, king there, knight check, king there. No, this knight check doesn't work. After this, king there, you kind of could go in here attacking the rook, or not really there because the knight is still defending it. So let's say you go here, or even better to go there with the bishop. Threatening bishop takes here checkmate, followed by checkmate. Yes, there's basically not much to do. Knight here only move. g4 doesn't do anything because the pawn is pinned. But pawn here might be an idea. Attacking the knight. And if the knight moves, then this knight will hang with check. I can just show you this. And I don't see what else to play for black. So it looks like a very strong attack for white. But let's see what Schooner comes up with which defensive idea. We have bishop g5, pinning the knight. Let's see both evaluations right around now. 068 and 086. So it should be better for white. Both engines agree to this, but it's not lost for any means. Okay. The other moves I just see. We have this knight b5 move. Bishop g5, knight b5. bishop c4, queen here, knight here, knight c6. So we are exactly in the line I just showed you. This is my line where black basically loses. This is one line I gave. If the bishop, queen check, if the bishop moves back, then bishop h6, bishop d3, knight here. This wins, or also that move is very strong. Just continuing the pressure on this knight. c6, yeah, there is a lot of to do. Queen here, but I see a defense now. Rook here, defending. Rook here. So this is, maybe it's not that clear. Okay, we have a move there. We have a move there. b5, bishop c4, we don't have queen c7. We have h6, bishop takes, f6, queen takes f6, most probably. Also this h6 prevents any knight g5 in the future. So, and now queen here is a threat. Exchanging, no, the knight is still covering this square. So this is not a threat right now. Queen f6, a3, maybe to kick the knight. Knight goes back to c6. Maybe knight here is coming. Let's go knight there, attacking the queen. But then this pawn also hangs. So a3, you have to take care of this pawn. Probably bishop back or queen here. But if queen there, then knight here might be good. Threatening to come in there with a check. So let's say king h1. Queen here nevertheless. Yeah, I don't see an advantage here for white. But Stockfish will find something. Knight c6, knight e4. Knight c6. Knight d4. What was the line? Okay. Knight e4. What's this? Queen takes here. Oh, then knight can take there with an attack on the queen. And putting some pressure on this f7 pawn. Okay, because the rook is also eyeing this square. And where is the queen going? That's the question. Very interesting game. I'm curious about both evaluations, and both engines doesn't have a lot of time right now, and they still have to reach move 17, where I gave them some more time. So we have a move here. No, we don't. Now we have a move a3, knight c6 should be played instantly by Schooner. Very interesting position. From the 3 pawns from the beginning, those 3 right there is 1 left. And in my analysis board there is none left, but white It's a very active position. Schooner has to defend. Knight c6, knight e4, queen e7 is what Schooner thinks. Oh wait, there is something else I just recognized. Knight e4, queen takes here, and knight g5 is also interesting because it's a discovered attack on the queen. Where is the queen going? The queen has two squares, but then bishop takes here, followed by queen there. Takes. Queen here doesn't work, so you cannot. Bishop takes queen here. Yeah, basically you have to exchange queens, or you do knight takes. This is also interesting. Queen takes, and now knight here Zwischenzug. Maybe there is a Zwischenzug, but then king there. No, you just take. And now this pawn is on the threat, also this pawn. So the endgame should be better for this should be better for white, so that's why Schooner is calculating queen e7 instead, and played the move queen e7. Now we have knight f3 d2. What? Knight f3 d2. This is not the most aggressive move in the position. But Stockfish has 2 minutes to calculate this. Knight d2, yeah, but now right now this knight is under threat. So knight d2 to defend the knight. Also to prepare any queen here. Ideas, or queen there to g4. Yeah, we have this knight d2. What about, yeah, knight d2 also prepares f6. So it's not only a retreat, it's also an aggressive move. f6, bishop takes, knight takes with check, and it's all over, and you cannot play f6 because the pawn is pinned to the king. So what is black actually doing there after knight d2? With 14 seconds left on the clock to reach time control, the last move it has to make, Schooner. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plays the move queen e5. But now f6, I would play f6 here to install the dreaded form pawn. And Stockfish is on winning, and Schooner is on, I don't know, it reminds me of a Leela game, of Leela games, Leela Chess 0, to play this f6 fawn pawn. Now that bishop has only one square, but okay, right now this square is controlled, and also that square by the queen, so it's interesting. d5 might come to fork. Let's see, queen f6, d5, forking. Queen here, check. King there. Bishop here, pawn takes, bishop takes. There is no real thing here. But queen here, d5, queen here, check. No, this does also not work. You have to go there. Takes with check. This is leading to mate. Oh, this is already mate. You can give up the queen and everything. Okay, I think it's lost for Schooner. Very nice attack by Stockfish here with this thorn pawn. Bishop h8 and rook fe1. I will play queen f3, rook fe1. Why rook fe1? Don't understand. Rook fe1. Bishop d3 is also a good move. I think rook fe1 I wouldn't understand, but bishop d3 I understand this move. Bishop d3, d5. You could ignore this, but now takes, and you are one move later. So now the queen can interfere. So d5, what's the big deal about d5? Okay, you could take there, attacking the bishop. Queen takes is also not on. Bishop takes, you lose the bishop with a fork, and you lose. So okay, this pawn is also indirectly defended. You have to stay on this diagonal. Otherwise, queen g5 might be strong. The bishop here, you don't really want to take it, but then rook there comes. Then the queen can take the thorn pawn. So okay, we have a move here. We don't have d5. Bishop d3, we have this move right here, right around there. Rook f1, f3. Very aggressive move to go there with a check. Rook f1, f3, I like this. And Schooner is now also on plus 192. So Schooner thinks it's lost also. So, bishop f5 is his calculation. Right around here, bishop f5. But rook here, check. Queen there. Is this working actually? Bishop takes. Knight here, double check. King has to go back. And bishop here, checkmate. Well, this would be nice to see on the board, but I don't think this is ever gonna happen. Queen here, but what does queen here actually threaten? Knight here. Here, queen, bishop g3. And bishop here, checkmate. Is this really a forced mate? Here check and bishop here, checkmate. Yeah, it is. So queen g3. Threatens knight here and taking there. So queen g4 is a nice move. Queen g4. Bishop g6 is now what Schooner and Stockfish are calculating. Bishop g6. I would go queen here now, trying to take this e6 pawn. So for example, a random move, bishop takes, queen takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, king here, bishop there, and then it's checkmate. So this is the threat afterwards. Bishop g4 and queen f4. What? Bishop g6, knight to f3. Okay, knight f3 attacking the queen is also an interesting move. Where's the queen go? Okay, this pawn is still defended by the knight, so that's nice. Rook g3 is a nice move. This rook lift to this square g3. Let's see how Stockfish finishes this game. And let's see both evaluations right around now. We have bishop g6, 2.50 and 3.13. So both engines think that this is lost for black. So let's see if this is really the case. And a 3, queen f4. Well, queen f4 is going into this line. I will go queen d2 then. Attack this pawn. But then bishop takes here, knight takes with check, queen takes, and queen here, queen there. So maybe after this you take here immediately. No, queen f4. This doesn't work. Knight f3, queen f4. Knight takes d6. Queen f4, knight takes d6, full king. Okay, this is easy and winning. Why not going there? Knight takes here, attacking the queen. Pawn takes, bishop takes here, takes there, queen here, and queen there. Or even queen. No, you have to defend the rook. Sorry about this. So queen there maybe. Don't see a defense. If you take this pawn, then rook here check, wins at least the queen, if not more. Now let's see, you go back, taking the queen, taking there, and you have a queen against a rook. So this could be a threat. Queen f4, queen f3, queen f4. Okay, this also keeps an eye on the d6 pawn. Knight takes d6 anyway to disrupt the queen here. Oh, queen takes, rook takes, check. I don't know about this actually. Knight takes, queen takes. What's the big deal? Knight d6, queen takes d6. Queen here, king there. Bishop takes with check, winning the queen. Okay, and if you defend the queen, then bishop takes, queen takes, bishop here check, queen there, takes, knight takes, threatening checkmate. But you can take here. So this I have to analyze later. Why knight takes d6 is his the strongest move. Knight takes d6. What about queen takes d6? Really, what about queen takes d6? Am I missing something? I mean, yeah, sure, I'm missing something. But what exactly am I missing? Is there a slow move? Knight here. Take this one. No, not queen check. Queen here. King there. Rook there. Pooh. I have to analyze this later, because I don't see it. g6, knight f3, Queen f4 and knight takes d6. This is very interesting. Rook fe6. Let's see both evaluations again. 3.82 and 2.62. So let's go with, yeah, we have a move, rook here. Knight takes f7. Please take my knight. So 8 minutes versus 3 minutes, so Schooner is very low on time. Let's see. King takes, bishop takes with check. You don't want to go to this line. You could eliminate this pawn at some point. I don't know, but you're down a pawn. Here is black at minimum. This is too high for me now. This kind of stuff is too high for me. Knight takes f7, king takes f7, bishop takes g6, king takes d6 and queen d7. So this is the line, queen d7. Rook e7. And queen d7, h3. Trying to go after that pawn, or no, not really. I have no idea what Stockfish's plan is, and why you don't take the knight on d6. Want to see both evaluations again because I'm quite interested. 4.12 versus 2.69. But I want to see the knight sacrifice again. Here on d6. Takes d6. Queen takes d6. Bishop takes g6. Queen takes there. I don't know. But we have rook e6, knight here, king takes, and we're currently in this position. Queen d7 coming up. I mean, I see it's lost for black, but how exactly the wind is, I am not sure. I see black's king is wide open. We have queen d7, rook e7 will come, and I will smoke a cigarette and I will be back in a second. So we have moves, queen here, rook there, queen there, and rook there. These were the moves played in the game. The evaluations are 3.09 gives Schooner, better for white, and 4.35 gives Stockfish, so also better for white, winning for white. Now knight g5, the next sacrifice is planned by Stockfish. Queen takes. Yeah, queen takes is, yeah, after this it's also over because rook here is coming. Queen takes, and queen takes check. King takes there, and the rook here is hanging, and this is like no compensation for the queen. But I'm really interested in that position right here. Why the knight can't be taken, but Stockfish will show me. Knight here. Queen d4 check. King here. Queen takes that, threatening mate. But then the rook comes in here with a check. And if you take there, then taking the rook. But then you take there with mate. Oh, this is a discovered check. And it could very well be that this is mate now. Schooner put up a good fight, but in the end Stockfish just crushed him. Queen d4 is now the move played. King h8 and h takes g5. King h8 and h takes g5. Probably queen here. Or I don't know. Let's see how Stockfish will kill Schooner now. H takes g5 on the board, so we are exactly in this position now. Rook g3 f3 is for both engines now the move. King takes g6 and rook takes there, attacking the bishop. Maybe counter-attacking, but then maybe pinning. Or this rook also hangs. After this, then everything is falling apart. This is coming with check. Now rook here. So this is desperate now. Desperate. No, not desperate. But queen takes here just. What? Queen g3 takes h8. Yeah. So let's see. This endgame is clearly lost now. Queen takes, rook takes. We have 5 versus 4 pawns, and rook and knight versus rook and rook. So this is over. I adjusted right now, and I wanna see the knight sacrifice now, what Stockfish had in mind within the knight sacrifice. So, how long did they play theory? This is my first question. Bishop d3, knight a6, castle c5, d5, e6 is the first new move, probably not the best, because this opens up the king. But my question is here, knight takes d6. This is really an amazing move. Knight takes d6. Let's ask Stockfish what's up there. Wait, someone knocked the door. Das ist nicht, ich mache gerade ein Video. Schaut ein wenig aus bei mir, sorry. Gut. Das ist der Fernseher, aber der ist nicht angeschlossen.
Aber wenn er nicht angeschlossen ist, meldepflichtig, sind Sie auf der Universität oder arbeitslos oder bekommen Sie Geld?
Also arbeitslos und auf der, also Uni war ich letztes Jahr, dann bin ich krank geworden.
Aber jetzt sind Sie gerade arbeitslos, gell? Ja, weil anmelden muss man und Sie suchen eine Befreiung an, dass Sie nicht bezahlen müssen. Im Normalfall wird Ihnen das gewährt.
Das draußen besprechen, weil ich will das nicht auf dem Video haben.
Also, okay. Ja.
Weil ich bin Schach und...
Also, aufnehmen müssen das Geld auf jeden Fall. Ich gebe Ihnen dann ein Formular, wo Sie dann ansuchen können, befreien im Normalfall, wenn Sie befreit. Also, wenn Sie arbeitslos sind und das Geld bekommen vom AMS und das Geld unter 1200 Euro, glaube ich, die Grenze liegt, dann werden Sie befreit. Also, immer anmelden müssen, weil den Brief hätten Sie bekommen und jetzt ist jetzt so, bevor Sie in der Rechtsabteilung gehen, Sie sind den kriegst du gleich von mir, mit der Internetseite. Genau. Das ist ja, aber damit von mir kann man wahrscheinlich das sehen. So ist eine Recording-Sitzung 5.3.
Den ausfüllen oder durchführen?
Ganz genau. Wieder einen gelben Postkasten einwerfen oder den Postbank direkt. Also wie gesagt, Sie sind anspruchsberechtigt, weil Sie vom Arbeitsmarktservicegesetz das Geld bekommen. Das Einzige, was Sie beilegen sollten, ist vielleicht eine Kopie vom Taggeld, die Sie bekommen. Da haben Sie vom AWS einmal so kriegt das Taggeld, Tagggeldbescheidung. Das geben Sie in das Kurier ein, dann geben Sie beim Postbank dort.
Bis wann habe ich Zeit?
Je schneller Sie das schaffen, umso besser ist es. Also normalerweise, wenn Sie das der Woche noch abgeben, müsste das alles ausgehen. Wenn Sie die Vorschreibung schon vorher bekommen, rufen Sie einfach an und sagen, dass Sie um eine Befreiung angesucht haben. Weil es kann sein, dass er drinnen also dass der Schreiben schon rausgeht, bevor der Antrag bearbeitet worden ist. Aber wenn Sie es die Woche noch wegschicken, soll es normalerweise ausgehen. Und wenn Sie die Vorschreibung bekommen, rufen Sie einfach an und sagen, Sie haben eine Befreiung angesucht. Ich habe nur für meinen Fall gemacht. Okay, gut, alles klar, das war's. Dankeschön, schönen Dank. Wiedersehen.
So I'm back and I now look at queen takes d6. New variation. This is basically the only thing I'm interested in. Rook takes here. So let's say f takes d6. And bishop c4 wins the queen. Okay. Okay, and if... Okay, this is a nice tactic. So we have rook there. And this is basically the end of all. And here I adjusted it. Yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time. Ciao.